You are welcome to my channel where you'll be learning trending digital skills. In this tutorial, we are going to cover SQL operators in 15 minutes, and this tutorial is titled Master SQL Operators in 15 minutes. Select where and, or, like, in, not in, and other operators are explained with real-life examples and practical demonstrations. Why mastering SQL operators is a game changer. If you are writing SQL but still struggling to filter record, match record, or extract data effectively, this video will change everything today. SQL operators are special symbols or keywords used to perform operations like comparisons, filtering, mathematical, and pattern matching within your SQL queries. We are going to take a practical demonstration of them, and with that, you are going to see practical examples. So let's begin with arithmetic operators. For us to begin with arithmetic operators, so let me take us through quickly the dataset we're going to use for this tutorial. We have a dataset of employee, and here is the dataset we're going to use in Excel file. The dataset contains the ID column, which uniquely identify each of the employees in the dataset. We have employee name, department, age, salary, hire date, email, and phone number for each of the employees we have. We have basically 10 records here. That means we have 10 employees. And when you observe here, you'll see some of the columns, some of the values are empty. Like this, we have a null here. This is empty value. This is another empty value, and these are another empty values. So this is the dataset we are going to use to demonstrate how you can use SQL operators in SQL select statement. Okay, so having shown you the dataset we are going to use, let's launch our SQL Server Management Studio, which is the IDE we are going to use in this tutorial for the practical demonstration. So I have a dataset I just displayed to you now in my SQL Server Management Studio already. If you don't know how to import data into SQL Server Management Studio, kindly watch in my channel. There's a video I released on that. So kindly look for it and watch it before you come back here. So I have imported the data set already and I have it here. And if I want to see the data set, the record of employees, all I need to do is to right click and select the top ones while I have it here. And then you can see this. You can see it here clearly. The data set. You can see what we're having here. This is the data set of the same record I just displayed to you. This is what we're having here. You can see all this. You can see the query. And then you can also see the data set. Now let me reduce this to 150 so that at least you'll be able to see everything, whatever I'm doing. Now, for some of us, the benefit of those who might be new to SQL Server Management Studio, this site where my cursor is now is where we're going to be running the query, where we'll be writing the query. And then when we execute the query, this downside is where our results will be displayed. So let's start by, the arithmetic operators. If you remember, I mentioned to us then, before we launch our SQL, I said the arithmetic operators are used for basic mathematical operations inside select statement. And I also mentioned that some of the arithmetic operators we have are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus division. So let's take a typical example of how these operators works in the inside the select statement. So, for example, imagine there is a case of a better performance by employees, and the management decided to add a bonus of $1,000 to the salary of every employee. And imagine a situation where you're having 10 million records and you have been directed to add 1,000 naira bonus to every employee. So you can actually do this by using arithmetic operator or addition. So if I want to do that, these are the fields we have in the table: the ID, employee name, department, age, salary, hire date, email, and phone number. So what I want to see, because I just want to do addition, and then I need the employee name so that I'll see the name of the employee I'm adding. I don't need their department. I don't need their age for now. I need the salary so that I'll see the salary I'm working on. Okay. I don't need their emails. I don't need their phone number. I just want to work on the employee salary. So I'll leave the name so that we'll know who is affected by my query. Then when you look at this, I have the employee name and I have the salary. So when I run this guy, and I execute it, you can see what I'm having down here is not just the employee name and the salary. And now the task I want to perform using the arithmetic operator is to add a bonus of 1,000 naira to the salary of every employee. So for me to be able to do that, I'll come here, then I'll add another column. And the column I'm going to add is a column that will contain the 1,000 naira. So I'll say salary, and then I'll use the addition sign. It is plus. How much am I adding for everyone? 1,000. Okay. Now, if I run this, you are going to see another column here without the column name. But if you look at this, the salary is 6,000 naira. Because of this addition symbol, addition operator that we use here, the new salary now is now 61,000 naira. When you look at the former salary is 52,000, but because we use this arithmetic operator, which is addition, to add 1,000 naira to it, is now making the new salary to be 53,000 naira. So when you look at this, there is no column name at the moment. So for me to make it, look suitable and understandable, I can come here and say it should see this as new, I'll call it new salary. Call it new salary. So when I pick this again and I execute the query, you can see we have the old salary, which is this, and we have the new salary, which is this. Now we have been able to add 1,000 naira to every employee by using an addition arithmetic operators. So now you've seen how the addition works. Now I can also do the same thing, assuming the management have decided to punish everyone for a poor performance, and then the management said a certain amount of money should be removed from everyone's salary. The management can decide to take away probably 2,000 naira this time around. So you can see I've changed this addition operator to a subtraction operator, and you're going to see the effect. And this is going to be captured as new salary. So we are now removing 2,000 naira from each of the employees' salary, which is the original salary, as that will give us a new salary. So let's run this query and see what it's going to show us. So you can see when you come down here, you see for Alice, the original salary was 60,000, but now the new salary is 58,000 naira. Look at 52,000 is now 50,000, 75,000 is now 73,000 naira. For multiplication, this is the symbol for multiplication. You can see where my cursor is. And assuming the management has decided to double the salary of every employee. So what we're going to do is to double the salary. So this is the salary. And since we intend to double it, we use multiplication, and we want to make it twice of the original salary. So I'm using 2. So when I run this place, and I execute it, when you come to the results table, you are going to see the early salary instead of 60,000 naira is now 120,000 naira. So that is the functionality, and that is how the arithmetic operators works. There might be a financial challenges, and the management might want to slice the salary of every staff by 50%. So in that case, I'm going to use a division operator. That is to slice the salary by whatever. So we are slicing the salary by 2. So I will use this division operator, and then since we're slicing it into 2, I'll use 2. And when I execute this guy, so you can see in the result, the initial salary is 60,000, while the new salary is 30,000. And when you look at this for Bob, the initial salary is 52, and then the recent one is 26. Then for modulus division, the modulus division will return the remainder value. So with this, that is how arithmetic operators work. Next is comparison operators. We use comparison operators inside where clause to compare values. And some of the comparison operators we have are equals to, not equals to, greater than, less than, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to. So let's take a practical example of this so that you have a better understanding of what we're having here. For comparison operators, I'm going to use the employee's age. So when I said select employee name, age from the employee table, that means I want to see the employees and their age. And when you look at the results table here, you can see Alice is 29, Bob is 34, Charlie is 41, Diana is 25, and in that order. So now we want to bring out the list of employees that their age is 30 and above. So for us to be able to do that, we will need to introduce a where clause. Now remember I said comparison operators are used inside a where clause to compare two values. So for me to be able to use the comparison operators, I have to introduce a where clause, okay? Because it's going to be used inside a where clause. So let's say we have been asked by the management to generate a list of those employees that their age are 30 and above. So all I need to do is to say where age is greater than or equals to 30. So we're actually looking for employees whose age are 30 and above. So you can see initially we have 10 employees in our data in our table, but after the comparison, after using this operator, this is the operator we're using. This is the comparison operator, greater than, and this is called greater than or equals to. So, and we said, look, show us the name and the age of the employee for those that their age starting from 30 and above. And when you look at the age here, you can see you have 34, 41, 33, and none is below 30. Now, if you want something above 30, and 30 is not inclusive, so we are going to use a comparison operator called greater than. So when I run this one, it's going to show me a list of employees whose age is above 30. And if I need those that are less than 30, all I need to do is to use another comparison operator which is less than 30. So this time around, I want to see all the employees whose age are less than 30. And you can see we have 4 of them affected. And then
if I also look, this less than 30 is going to show me those that their age are actually less than 30, and 30 is not inclusive. But if I want 30 to be inclusive, then I will introduce equal sign. So this is what this means is show me the age of employees whose age are not up to 30 and or the age is equals to 30. So this is less than or equals to 30. So 30 is also inclusive. So when I run this guy, you can see. So this is going to show us the list of employees whose age are below, start from 30 and below. That's the less or equals to. And then for equality sign, if we are asked to generate exactly the list of those that are exactly 30 years old, so we're going to use another comparison operator, it is equality sign, and this is it. And if I run this query, you are going to see I have just Isaac, just one person, because this is the only person whose age is 30 years. Okay, so that is how the comparison operators works. The next to be discussed is logical operators. We have covered arithmetic operators. We have also looked into comparison operators. Now we are going to talk or discuss about the logical operators. The logical operators combine multiple conditions using AND, or, and not. For example, let's take a practical example of this from this query. So here, I want to see all the fields. So I'll use this symbol, which is going to show me everything. The ID, the name, the age, and whatever, any other thing I want to see is going to show me all the field. But we are going to use these logical operators too inside the where clause. And this time around, we want to generate the list of those that are in sales department and their salary is more than 50,000 naira. So we're going to use, you can see we are comparing. This time around now, we are combining two conditions. The first condition is you must be in the sales department, and the second condition is your salary must be more than 50,000 naira. So for us to be able to do that, we're going to use a logical operators, and we're going to combine more than one, conditions. So the one we're going to do is we want to say department must be equals to 6. So I'll use this in SQL 6. Okay. And for me, this is a condition that I want the list, every record, all the fields. I want the record of whose department is 6. And the second condition I want to give, for me to put the two conditions together, I'll use AND. This is the logical operator, the AND. Another logical operator we have is OR, and the other one we have is NOT. But let's take them one after the other. So let's take AND first. And the salary, like the salary must be more than 50,000. So what this is going to do is it's going to show me the list of those employees that are in sales department and at the same time have a salary more than 50,000 naira. So anytime you use a logical operator AND, it means the two conditions must be satisfied before the person's name will be on the list. The person must be in sales department and the person's salary must be greater than 50,000 naira. If you are in sales department and your salary is not more than 50,000 naira, then your name will not be on the list. And if your salary is more than 50,000 naira, but you are not in the sales department, your name will not be on the list. So I want you to understand the difference between the AND and the OR. So this we are using AND now. It means the employee must be in sales department and the employee salary must be more than 50,000 naira before the name of the employee will appear on this list. So this AND is the logical operator we are using at the moment, and you can see we are using it to combine this condition and this other condition. And the two conditions must be met before we will be listed this list. So you can see we have only just one employee that fall within the category, and this is the name down here. You can see if you look at the department, it's in sales department, and the salary is 70,000, which is more than 50,000 naira. Okay, now if I change the sales department to HR, for those in the HR and their salary is more than 50,000, and I execute this, you can see there are two of them. We have Bob, we have Fiona in the HR department. You can see the department is HR. You can see the salary, we have 52 and 51. So the two conditions must be met before you could see this. Now, if I change this logical operator, the AND operators, to another logical operator, which is OR. If I change it to OR, and be mindful, you can use capital and you can use the lowercase. So if I change it to OR, the capital letters, the OR in this case, it's always recommended you use the capital because the SQL keyword, reserve word, are meant to be typed in capital. So let me also correct this one too. I'll change it to where, so that's the standard. So it should be like this, okay? So if an employee department is HR, his name is going to appear on the list. And if employee salary is more than 50,000, his name is going to appear in the list. Is either this condition is met or this is met. But at any point in time that any of the condition is met, the name of that employee will be on the list. Even if the employee is in HR department and the salary is less than 50,000 naira. So while we're using the OR logical operator, and this particular condition is met, that means the salary is more than 50,000, the name of that employee will be displayed. And for you to see a practical demonstration of it, let me execute this query and you understand what I'm saying. You could see this. We said department is HR, or you could see we have IT here, finance in the results, IT and sales and all that. And why are we having that? But when you look at this now, this department is not HR, it's IT. But the list, this employee fall among the list because if you look at the salary is more than the 50,000 naira. So either of the condition must be satisfied. If this condition is satisfied, if only this condition is satisfied, the employee will make the list. And if it's this that is satisfied and this is not satisfied, the employee name will be on the list. So if any of the condition is satisfied, the employee is going to be on the list. And that's the difference between the AND logical operator and the OR logical operator. So another logical operator we have is NOT operator. So if I want to see the list of all the employees except those in HR department, all I need to do is to introduce a logical operator called NOT here. And what this means is show me the list of employees, all the employees. That's what this means. Except those in the department called HR. So when I run this guy, you will see what I'm going to have. Check the department in the results here. You can see we don't have HR there. We have IT, we have finance, we have sales, but there's nothing like HR. So if it is IT that I don't want to see, I'll just say show me everybody's list except those in the IT department. And once I run this guy, you can see we now have in the results here, we now have HR, we have finance in the department, we have sales, but there's nothing like IT. So with these two, we have been able to cover the logical operator, and you've seen practically how the logical operator works. Next operator that we're going to discuss is in and not in operators. And these operators are used to match against a list of values. So you are trying to generate a list of the people that are in HR and finance. And once an employee is in finance department And those employees in the HR department, I want their list. So the best operator to use is what we call in. So I'll just use this same query. I'll modify it. Where department, then I'll do this guy. That look, generate the list of the staff. That's give me the list of all staff. In what do I want? I want those in which department? I want those in HR. So I need to surround it with single quotes since it's infrastructure. Then I also want those in IT. So I'll say, and then IT. So these are the people I want to see. So this means show me the list of all the employees that are in HR and IT department. So we are using the in operator to look for those records that match what we have here by using in operator. So if I run this query now, it's going to show me the list of everyone in IT and HR. So when you look at this place, you can only see in the department in the results here, you can only see IT and the HR. So if it is sales that I want to see, if I had sales now, that means it's going to show me the list of staff in the sales department. I think this is how the sales is being spelled. So I'll say, show me the list of, you can see the sales have been added. We have IT, HR, and the sales. Okay, so this is how we use in operators. That is to fetch certain records that match our selections. So if I can also change it in the other way around, I can say, okay, show me the list of everyone that are not in this department. So I'll use not in this department. That means I want to see everyone except those people in this department. So show me the list of everybody in the every other department, but remove those in HR and IT. So if I execute this, you can see, come to the department, you will see you're only seeing finance and sales, but you will never see something like HR and IT. So the next one we're taking is like and not like operator. Like helps with pattern matching using this symbol or underscore symbol. So let's take a practical example for a better understanding. We have a case where the management wants us to bring out a list of everyone whose email address ends with @company.com. If you look at the email address for everyone, let me select this. You'll see in the email address, we have @company.com, we have @other.com, but the management is interested only in the list of those people that are using the official email. That's the company emails. So for us to be able to achieve this, what we can do is to use the like operator, something that will pick the pattern, a matching pattern that we are looking for. So for us to do that, we are going to use email. I'll remove this and I'll say whose email. Then I'll introduce the like. That's the like operator, like, then we'll use, open this, and I'll use this $sign. Then what am I looking for? I'm putting this symbol at the front because what I want is I want the email that ends with company. So that means there is a character, or should be a character before the what I'm looking for. So what I'm looking for is @company.com. This is what I'm looking for. So what I've done is a single quote, not double. So what I'm telling the system is, look, get me the name of all the employees whose email ends with @company. ends with @company.com. Now, this symbol is here because I believe there are some characters before the @company. And if you look at the results tab, you see you have Alice @company, Bob @company. So irrespective of the staff or employee, I just want to see the list of those people whose email ends with, or those whose email contain @company.com. And that's why I said, look, the character in front could be Alice, it could be Bob or anything, but I want to see the list of all employees whose email ends with @company.com. So when I run this guy and I execute it, you see we have 7 records. Generally we have 10 records in our table, but now for those that their email ends with @company.com, they are just 7. And when you come to the email tab in the result table, you will see every person you are seeing here are those tabs that their email ends with @company.com. Now, the other operator, like I said, we have like and we have not like. Now, if I want the list of the staff whose email did not end with @company.com, so all I need to do is, instead of using like operator, I'll use not like operator. I'll use not like operator because I want to see the reverse. So this time around, I want to see the list of those employees whose email does not end with @company.com. So once I run this guy, you will see the email address in the results tab. You can see Diana @otheremail.com, other email. So you won't see anything. Because what I say, I want to see the list of the employee whose email does not end with @company, and that's why I'm using not like operator. So this symbol, we always use it to indicate that there should be certain character before this letter. Now, another example I'll give you on this, so for better understanding, is if I want to see the list of employees whose name starts with A, and I use like, it's going to show me the list of employee whose name starts with A. That is like, and that's the difference between the two. So if I execute this guy, you can see I'm seeing Alice. And if you look at the employee name, you can see Alice is starting with capital A, and there are other characters at the end. And these symbols indicates that show me the list of employee like that has this at the beginning and other letters follow. So that's why you are seeing this. And if you look at it, we have only Alice affected. But if I use not like, every other one who appeared, because they don't, start with A. The next is between operators. Between checks if a value is within a range. Now for between operator, I'm going to use the salary to demonstrate it. So here we want to see the list of every staff, and then we want to use the salary. We're using the salary. So we want to imagine the management is asking us to generate a list of people whose salary is between 50 and 70,000 naira. Now, if I run this one generally to see the list of all the employees we have, and you come to the salary, you can see we have 60,000, 50,000, 48,000, 60,000, 50,000, and all that. So let's say we want to see the list of how many staff, the list of the staff that their salary fall between 47 and 60,000 naira. So if we want to do that, we'll just say where salary is between, that's where we bring in between, salary is between 47,000 and 60,000. So let me run this guy and see. Okay, so you can see it has limited the list of all the employees to those that their salary is between 47 and 60,000 naira. So when you come to the salary here, you can't see any salary bigger than 60,000 naira. So what it means is the salary must be minimum 47 and the maximum 60,000. So show me the list of anybody whose salary is within this range. So we use the between operator to display the record that falls within the specific range. So now our range is 47,000 to 60,000 naira. So if I change this to 70,000, if I change it to 70,000 and I execute it, you could see we now have the list between 47,000 and 70,000 naira. So that is how to use the between operator. The next is null and is not non operator. So to demonstrate it's none and it's not non-operator, the none is none checked for empty values. If there are missing record in your table, we use is none to dictate that. And if you don't want to see the missing record, you want to return all those fields that are not empty, then you use this not null. Now, when you look at this table, the result table, you can see we have empty value here and we have an empty value here. And an empty value in SQL is shown as non-value. So we want to see, the management is now asking us to generate the list of employee who has no phone number. That means whose phone number is empty. So for us to be able to bring that out, we are going to edit our query and said, since this time around we are concerned with phone number, I said, show me the list of employees whose phone number is none. So it means show me the list of all the employees whose phone number is empty, is not provided. So when I execute this query, I'm going to see this. And when you come here, you will see the phone numbers are empty. The phone numbers are none. And once the phone number is none in SQL, it means the phone number is not provided. It means that value does not exist. So for us now, what we are seeing here is the list of those employees without phone number. And those employees without phone number is Charlie, Fiona, and Juliana. So for us to see the list of those employees who provided their phone number, we are going to say we'll introduce another operator, which is not null. That means show us the list of all employees whose phone number is not empty. So this is going to show us the list of all the employees that provided phone number. So when you look at this, you see Alice has a phone number. Each and every one of the employees who have provided a phone number. So that is how is none and is not null operator also works. So far, so good. We have covered arithmetic operators, which include addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus division. We've also looked into comparison operators, which include equality, equals to, not equals to, greater than, less than or equals to, greater than or equals to. We've also demonstrated the logical operators, which include the and, or, and not. And then we've also discussed in and not in operators. We've also looked at like and not like operators. We've also discussed between operators and we've demonstrated it practically. We've also demonstrated how to use is none and is not none operators. So with this, you have mastered the SQL operators. And don't stop here. Check out my next video on my channel on SQL specifically. And please like, comment your favorite operators, and subscribe for more quick SQL tutorial. Thank you and see you in my next video.